She only looked at me with the kind of patience that has outlived language. I raised my camera. The shutter clicked once, twice, then refused a third time. The screen showed nothing but static. She tilted her head, the way a dog does when it hears something you can't. Then she lifted one hand and pointed, not at me, but past me, toward the ridge where the Dudleys' first cabin had stood. I turned. Nothing was there. Just trees, moonlight, the usual dark. When I turned back, she was closer. 10 feet instead of 30. No sound of steps. The mud on her feet hadn't shifted. She did it again. Pointed. I understood. The way you understand things in dreams. She wanted me to follow. I followed. We walked. She never quite touched the ground, until we reached a place I hadn't seen on any map. A perfect circle of standing stones no bigger than my thigh, half buried, arranged like a clock face. In the center was a depression filled with water blacker than any night sky. It reflected nothing. She stopped at the edge and looked at me expectantly. I knelt, because that seemed to be the rule. The water was warm. That was wrong. Everything else was freezing. My reflection stared up, pale and ridiculous with my modern parka and 5-day stubble. Then the reflection smiled a smile I wasn't making. The woman behind me spoke for the first time. Her voice sounded like every cellar door you were ever afraid to open. "They always think it's the curse," she said. "It isn't. The land was lonely. It learned how to ask." My reflection reached up, not me, the thing wearing my face, and took my wrist. Its grip was gentle, inevitable. I felt the quiet pour into me, thick as honey, sweet as rot. My heartbeat slowed to match something older. The woman rested her cold hand on my shoulder. "Stay," she whispered. "Keep us company." I don't remember standing up. I remember walking. I remember the circle closing behind me like water. I remember the taste of iron and pine needles, and the exact moment the forest decided I belonged to it. They found my recorder 3 days later, still running, still capturing perfect silence. The camera had one clear frame, me, standing alone in that circle of stones, smiling at something just out of shot. Search and rescue combed the woods for a week. They never found footprints leading away. Sometimes hikers say they see a man in an orange parka that doesn't belong to any decade after 2020. He walks the old roads at dusk, recorder in hand, listening for a quiet that finally feels like home. He never speaks. He only points, patient as centuries, toward the place where the water waits. And the forest, lonely, always so lonely, listens back.